All right, so we'll talk about lenses. I guess this is going to be a tech talk kind of scenario. So I think from an entry level of photography, it's a bit overwhelming because there's so many lenses. You have your basic, so you have your 12 to 24, your 24 to 70, and your 70 to 200, which are like your kit basically built out. And then you have prime lenses. One of the problems I think that the industry kind of focus on, especially when you're getting started, is the telephotos, like zoom lenses. One of the problem with it is that when you're trying to learn photography as far as lighting goes, if you think about a telephoto lens, 200 millimeter, especially if it's external mechanics, then it's going to be different than what's at 70 millimeter. So a lot of us try to have like the one and all lens. I think this is being shot on to 24 to 70. What is this one? Yeah, 24 to 70. If I were to shoot this video, I'd probably just shoot a prime, and I'd probably do 85 prime. So where prime lenses are just a better look, it's better glass. You typically have a faster, like a lower depth of field aperture, or a lower f-stop. Faster f-stop, whatever you want to call it. So if my go-to lens, if I said, hey, I need to pick and I need to travel, kind of depends on the scenario. If I were to do lifestyle shoots, I would basically go with the 50 millimeter prime. Old school is a nifty 50. So what I'll do sometimes is I will just shoot with one lens. So just recently I was back in Hawaii, and other than packing a full camera kit, which I wasn't on assignment really, I was just kind of picking up some B-roll stuff, is I made myself just have one lens. And it was with my medium format phase 1. I was shooting with the 85 millimeter equivalent. I think it's about like 56 millimeter, 35 millimeter. So you have medium format lenses, which are, it's a different size sensor. So that sensor size, there's a math equation there, and it makes it a 35 millimeter equivalent. So the 35 millimeter as in the sensor size. And that's a lot of tech shit right there. My 24 to 70 is probably one that I use the least amount. I'm referring to a 24 to 70 on a Sony Ace. What do I have? A1? Yeah, the A1. I think I just don't really find it useful. I think if I did more like run and gun video, I probably would use it. But to me, it's a big lens it's a heavy lens for what it's worth. And I'd rather just have either the prime, I have a Zeiss Prime 25 or the Prime 85. That I would use over the 24 to 70. It's just kind of a gray area that I know a lot of content creators use, and it's like a safe lens, but it's just really not one of my favorites. So Sony has great lenses. Zeiss lens I think are phenomenal. I used a long time ago. I used to use Sigma, and they're heavy as shit. I mean, for the money that they offer, it's a really good lens. I know that I'm happier if I'm just picking one lens opposed to constantly trying to change out and have like this fear of missing out kind of option, which I think is a real thing, as far as like feeling like you have a lot of different options and not being able to actually get the shot or be creative. It can definitely take away the creativity and force you to kind of think and be a little bit more, I don't know, trust on your intuition and just kind of go for it. So what's the right lens for me? I would say a prime lens, but also knowing your, know your audience, know what you're wanting to achieve. And then also, how you're going to chop it up. So there's no real one right lens. For me, it's definitely not this 24 to 70 that's being shot on right now, but there's a lot of good ones. I would just say focus on a prime, get to know that prime. And then once you dominate it, just go to the next one.